Hey YouTube, it's Eddie with Infinity Toys OKC, and I'm actually coming today from Gulf Shores, Alabama, or more specifically, I'm here in Foley, Alabama, which is just north of Gulf Shores. And first and foremost, excuse my voice, it's a little hoarse. Reason being is I had a 13-hour road trip with 2 teenagers, so all you parents of teenagers understand. And then number 2, I am actually down here for my daughter's softball. And we've had some really exciting games, so the combination of both caused me to lose my voice, and I'm slowly getting it back, so bear with me for this video. But anyway, today had some free time, so I wanted to break away from the team and do a little vintage toy hunting, and a quick Google search actually yielded me Covert Comics and Collectibles here in Foley, Alabama. So super excited to go in there, see what they have. So sit back, relax, come back after the intro, and let's go check out Covert Comics and Collectibles. See you in a little bit. All right, well, as you saw from the video, that was a great store. And you know, I had a chance to talk to the owner, Jason, and super nice guy. All of his employees that he had in there that I talked to, very nice, very helpful. And I gotta say, if you are ever in Foley, Alabama, or if you are in the Gulf Shores area, you have to stop by this store. You have to stop by the store. This was a great store. A lot of good selections, both the newer toy lines as well as the vintage lines. Now, I will say that with the vintage toys, for all you vintage collectors like me, the majority of this stuff was loose. Now, there were some packaged items. I saw a mint and seal box Road Ripper from the vintage He-Man toy line, but they also had some other unopened vintage toys, but they were from toy lines that I didn't collect, so I passed on those. And so a lot of loose vintage items. And just so you guys know, this is actually my second trip to that store. When I started this video, this was earlier on in the week, and when I went in there the first time, there was a lot of loose vintage items that I saw that I wanted to think about. I wanted to see, hey, did I want to pick them up or not? And so I came back a second time, came back today, and bought some of the stuff that I had my eye on. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at what I got. All right. So the first two items are from the vintage G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero toy line. I got here Psych Out, and I got here Iceberg. So with Psych Out, he was what, 1987, 1988, I believe, somewhere around that area. I mean, he is a great looking figure. The joints are tight. They are tight. They are excellent. You know, O-ring, you know, you can kind of tell that it is coming a little bit loose, but for the most part in really good shape. And with him, all his accessories, the only thing that he is missing one of these little wrist radar discs. Other than that, he's fully complete. Got his weapon, got all those other accessories. So I'm very glad to have picked him up. Now, the second item I got was Iceberg. And Iceberg, let me see here. Not quite sure on what year he came out, but he was a figure that I had, you know, growing up. And same thing, you know, joints here, really good shape, not loose at all. Now, I will say that I could tell that his O-ring here is a little bit loose, so I probably will have to replace it. But really good condition, really don't see any paint wear. And of course, he has his weapon, if you can see there, and his file card. So, got another good deal on that, so I had to snatch him up. So those are my two vintage G.I. Joe figures. The next items I got, they are from the WWF Wrestling Superstars toy line. And if you guys ever played with these toys growing up, you know that these action figures, or can't even call them action figures, because they were just a solid block of rubber. No articulation, couldn't move any joints, nothing, just a solid block of rubber. But I had a bunch of them and I loved them. So I found some really good ones here. First one, Tito Santana, 1986 Tito Santana. And then you got from 1988, one half of Demolition, got Axe. And then one of the more sought after LJN Wrestling Superstar figures, 1987 King Harley Race. And got a really good deal on all three of them. And I will say though that these guys, taking a look at Axe here, you can tell, you know, play wear, there's paint loss. This guy has seen many hours in the ring wrestling against other guys, Hulk Hogan, Road Warriors, I'm sure, but you can see. But still, you know, this is one of the more sought after LJN Wrestling Superstar figures, so had to pick him up. So there is Axe. And then over here, the next one up, you have King Harley Race. There he is. And again, just like with my with Axe, a lot of paint wear, a lot of paint loss, you know. But again, King Harley Race. This one is again another sought after, highly sought after WWF LJN wrestling superstar figure, and he is missing his crown. That crown is, if you look on eBay, actually goes for quite a bit. So you have those two guys there, and finally you have Tito Santana, one of my favorite wrestlers growing up, and he is actually in a lot better condition than the other two. If you take a look at him, he is in much better condition. You know, I see very little paint wear. I mean, there is a little paint nick right there on his boot, but for the most part, he's in much better condition than the other two. So there you have it. Those are my pickups from Covert Comics and Collectibles. Again, like I said, great store. Be sure to check them out if you are ever in the area. And that's it. That is it. You know, please guys, do me the favor, if you like these toy hunting videos, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, go and hit that like button, and please be sure to go check out my other videos that I have. So other than that, like I always say, be safe, keep collecting, vintage rules. We'll see you next time.